for being late. I was sitting at the other end of the house like I don't have anything to do today. Sorry, give me 1 second. Okay. My bad. Oh, didn't want to do that. All right. ¿Dónde está? ¿Cómo está? Chris, hello. Georgia, hello. Pennsylvania, hello. Jim, hello. Been thinking of visiting Jamaica, but read safety and security there is an issue. Can you give your opinion and talk more about your travels there? Yeah, there's been a security warning, a travel risk for Jamaica for fucking years. I've totally safe, in my opinion. Totally safe. I'd go there, I'd take my children there, I'd take my mother-in-law there. No problem. I'd go there and take a fucking cab off the resort and just go into town shopping. Do you have a pot playlist? No. If I'm going to listen to some herb while I smoke weed, then it's just whatever is I'm in the mood. Like if I'm in a fucking thrashing mood, then I'm going to put on some thrash music. If I'm in a classic rock mood or a reggae mood, it just depends on your mood. Hello from Pittsburgh. Is it true that ICE is at least partly pulling out of Minneapolis? Yes. Yeah, things are going really, 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 really fucking badly for Donald Trump, and Republicans in Congress are starting to get pissed. And businesses are starting to get pissed. And he started talking negatively a little bit about Greg Bovino today. And so that's going to be the end of Greg Bovino. I mean, Greg Bovino's already been demoted, but I mean, it's really the end of Greg Bovino. But yeah, I think that, Republicans in Congress are like, dude, this shit's gone on. It's gone too far. You didn't think I was a reggae fan? Even though I've got a wood carving of Bob Marley's face on my wall that I bought from a Jamaican street vendor. I'm just saying. I got the Rasta banana back here. Fucking love Bob. Been to Jamaica 3 times. The Keebler Elf Bovino, right? I don't do a lot of reading of books. I read a lot of articles and shit like that, but not a lot of books. Any hoodles, it's colder than a witch's tit in a brass bra out there. And I've got the Andrew, thank you very much for the $5 donation. Long time no see. Took a break from TikTok and YouTube for a hot minute. How have you been? I have been fine, Andrew. How have you been? What was I talking about? Oh, it's colder than a witch's tit in a brass bra. And so I've got the space heater going in the bedroom on the other end of the house. So when I get done with this live and I go to take my shower, I don't spot weld to the floor. You know what I mean? Because my sack has sought refuge in my my lower abdomen to escape this cold. And you could cut glass with my nips right now. You're living somebody's dream, just not yours. Massachusetts is like -10. Yeah, it's been extraordinarily cold here for a prolonged period of time, and people are just fucking, they're just fucking tired of it. It gets, we're in that, we're in that stretch of the year where it's been cold for a minute. You just want it to go away. You just want it to get up to fucking 40. You know what I mean? And this is also the period where we normally would be in Jamaica because it's like the best time. February is like the best time to visit, in my opinion. Because you go down to Jamaica, you get your warm streak in Jamaica. You're not dealing with the rainy season anymore. You're not dealing with the hurricane season anymore, and you come back and you've only got like a month ish of cold weather, and it's spring. We've gone in February twice and in January once, and January it rained the whole fucking time. No, you can still say that, Ralph. You can still say Epstein. All of my animals are fine. Been trying to lure this black cat into my backyard because it's clearly injured. We got the house set up outside, the all-weather house with the two different flaps and the heated blanket, and the heated blanket's plugged in. It's a warm refuge, a warm escape. And I've seen this cat in the neighbor's yard behind our fence and across the street in their yard. So I know it's using the thoroughway, my backyard as a thoroughway, but it's one paw, its left paw up, and it won't put any pressure on it. We put food out. We got a house out. We're just trying to lure it in because if I can get it here, we can take it to the vet. We can get it healed, and then I'll leave it outside, fed, and in that house, and then just feed it all spring, summer, and fall so that it hangs around the yard. It stays close. I know I can keep it fed, but it still is free to move around. But I got to lure it in first. We'll see. Because if it wanted to hang out and live in our backyard, fuck yeah, I got a house out there for it. I'll put food out for it every goddamn day. We'll pet it when we're out on the deck and fucking around in the garden and shit like that. I'm sure it'll help keep mice down around the fall when the the harvest time comes. What was I eating? Brownie bite. I had these little like two bite brownies. Got a couple of them here. See? Love them fucking things. Greetings from Queens, New York. Over there, how you doing? Who are you backing for the Super Bowl? Nobody. It's Patriots, Seahawks. It's an unwatchable Super Bowl. Thank you very much for the hot chocolate with the candy cane in it. My, given the fact that it's the Seahawks versus the Patriots, the best that I could possibly hope for is that at the end of the 10th overtime, the teams are still tied 0-0. Both teams have negative rushing yards and negative passing yards. They've set a Super Bowl record for most number of penalties issued. And as they begin to kick off for the 11th overtime period, the earth opens up and swallows the stadium whole with both teams, and they're never heard from again. So that's what I'm rooting for. Giant pothole 2026. The Seahawks? Why don't I like the Seahawks? I feel like the Seahawks have the biggest bandwagon fans ever. Like, they came out of nowhere when the Seahawks got good during the Marshawn Lynch era, and they got really obnoxious. And if you ask your average Seahawks fan dressed in some type of neon green gear who Steve Largent is, they'd go, huh? It's annoying to me. Plus, I didn't like a lot of the players on that team. And I know they're not on this team, but it still rubs me raw. Nope, haven't met any ICE agents. They don't want to come to my town. My town is predominantly white. I'm not saying I want to see the Seahawks or the Chiefs in the Super Bowl either. Was that a regular brownie? Yeah, just from Costco or Sam's Club or whatever. You know, that tub O 2-bite brownies. You grew up with the Russell Wilson era of the Seahawks. See, the Russell Wilson era of the Seahawks is kind of like what I was talking about. That group of people. And I didn't like a handful of the players. I didn't like Marshawn Lynch. I didn't like that defensive back with the dreads who was just cocky as fuck. Isn't Minnesota mostly white? Yeah, but like any mostly white place, Illinois is mostly white too, or predominantly white. You're going to have pockets of people of color. The pocket I live in is my town is like 98% white. So they might come to my area, but they won't come to my town because I'm not their target. You know what I mean? We aren't their target. Richard Sherman, yeah. That post game interview Richard Sherman gave that one time about not testing him was just a fucking absolute joke. And then you have Marshawn Lynch, grabbing his crotch, flying backwards into the end zone. It's like, dude, fucking act like you've been there before. You're a phenomenal football player, but that ruins it. Am I on TikTok? And if so, was my TikTok account diminished or removed? Yes, I am on TikTok. I've been on TikTok for a handful of years. I had an account on TikTok with 1.5 million followers, but they banned that back in August. It's got nothing to do with the new ownership, and they won't give it back. So back then I started using my backup account, and I don't post nearly as much there as I once did. And that one's up to like 91 or 92,000 followers. Hawk got banned, but then got his account back. Yeah, Marshawn Lynch was the guy that said, I'm here to just so I don't get fined on when it comes to meeting with the press." Jim, that's what I thought. I was generating 6 to 10 million views a week for that platform, and was getting nothing in financial return, like no revenue sharing. I couldn't stay in the creator reward program. So why ban the account? It's got 1.5 million followers. I'm generating 6 to 10 million views a week for you. You don't have to pay me anything for it. And you want to do away with that? Okay. That's why I don't put political content, or I put very little political content over there. Hawk said today he's now again has been permanently banned because he was banned yesterday and he got it back this morning. But now he's been banned again. Jesus fucking Christ. God damn. But, you know, I don't know. I don't know. I use TikTok as a video creation and editing app because it's still the best software to create the videos. So all of those political videos that you see here on YouTube, I make them on TikTok, but I don't post them to TikTok. I post them to TikTok to private, so I can see them, and it allows me to download it to my phone, and then I turn around and I upload it here. So I use it as a creation and editing platform, and then I post non-political shit over there, anything that's funny, kind of offbeat. The only political stuff that I really post there anymore is me replying to comments from that platform. It's kind of pointless if I don't post it to that platform where the comment originates. But yeah, if they don't want my 6 to 10 million views, then I'll bring them here. You know what I mean? Editing on TikTok but not posting is an advanced level move. Well, listen, I just figured, okay, you don't want those views. You took away my 1.5 million follower account, so you told me you don't want me to do that kind of content on your platform. So then fuck you. That's the platform that brought in all those views. That's the type of content that brought in all those views, but you don't want those views, so I'll give those views to YouTube. And I'm just going to use your platform as an editing. Basically, TikTok is my CapCut. And then if it's like I said, if it's something funny or non-political, non-controversial, I will post it to TikTok and here. Vegas, thank you very much for the $2 donation. Repeat President Miller, make Trump crazy. Saw something earlier about using Epstein's name on TikTok post now resulting in automatic error message. I don't know because that's something that I probably wouldn't post there. I would only use that and post it private there, and then use that platform as an editing tool to post it here. Do we think the government will shut down again this weekend? Yes. Keep it to yourself, Tom, before they figure out a way to charge you, right? What? I can see the next generation to be born ending up Luddites? So I actually begin those new interview live streams next Monday. My first guest up is going to be David. David, you guys know him as Empathy Tour. He's running for office, so he's gonna be one of my first guests. I have Tennessee Brando lined up. I have Victoria for Congress is going to come in and talk about her campaign. I've got somebody running for office here, a very, very progressive candidate running for office here in Illinois. And I specifically wanted to reach out to a very progressive candidate because I know that I'm more of a center left liberal, and I want to hear the progressive viewpoints. I want to hear what the younger generation is looking for in their politics. That's going to be Monday nights. Those are going to be Monday nights. We're thinking 7:30, but I'll give you advance warning. Sometimes it's going to be 7. Sometimes it's going to be 7:30. Sometimes it's going to be 8. It all depends on the availability of the person that we're going to have on. We'll probably have Hawk on again at some point in time. But yeah. And then Renee and I are going to be doing a live starting here in the next couple of weeks on Saturday nights. Love Tennessee Brando. I'm a Christian. He's agnostic. And he applies the Bible so well, referring to MAGA as Christian nationalist. Are you talking to Jasmine? I highly doubt I'm going to land somebody like Jasmine Crockett for my YouTube live, but we're going to be hitting the primary here really soon, and then we're going to have our candidates, and then I'll reach out to as many candidates as possible to see if we could have them on. But I doubt that any of the major names are going to want to come on my little show. I'm going to have Boston Smalls on. If you guys know Boston Smalls, he's going to be on, and we're just going to have some guests on. We're going to talk about the state of shit. We're going to try and have as many candidates on and talk about their campaigns, and just kind of talk about what an insane election we're going into. Texas Paul, we'll reach out to Texas Paul. Yeah, Boston Smalls is definitely going to be on. We've already, I've got him scheduled. He's in one of the first 5 weeks, I believe. So we'll have him on, at some point in time, probably drink in hand, talking about, don't look at me, Schwan. Stop looking at me, Schwan. I wouldn't give the older millennial access to my platform. He's not about an honest conversation. He's not about truth. He's not about fact. He's about clickbait. I would never in a million years have him on. Your chat doesn't like new people. No, it's just that sometimes, the conversation's going on and I don't see all of the conversation. If Donald Trump received the same fate as Charlie Kirk, how would you react? The same way I reacted to Charlie Kirk. It should never go down that way. That's not the way to go out, but I'm not going to lose a fucking moment's sleep. I would probably say I'm more of a sativa guy. I doubt Brian Andrews would be on, but I mean, if anybody wants to reach out to him, I'd be more than willing to talk to him. I can't tell how many times I've watched the older millennial videos. What an absolute fucking tool. Absolute fucking tool. Yes, Tennessee Brando, he's into a little bit of everything. I might reach out to the politics girl, see if she wants to be on, and just have as many people on as humanly possible to talk about this upcoming election, to talk about what projects they've got going on. Maybe we'll reach back out to V at some point in time here and see if they've got time to come on. Why would you waste your time on nobodies? Elaborate, please. Don't really understand why Tim wants to give any help to ICE, but here we are. Tennessee Brando can hook you up with the blue dot in Texas. Well, right on. I got to go. Have a good session, everyone. Take it easy, Melanie. Trump and the big, beautiful bill. What do you think about the movie The Dark Crystal? Never watched it. Dan Regan? Yeah, I might reach out to Dan Regan, talk about a little talk some Gen X shit for a session. It might be nice to take a break from politics in there and get Dan on, definitely. Jacksonville, it's 37 degrees in Jacksonville. Hi, Tom from the city. Had to go to school yesterday, but because you're in the suburbs, did your kids have to stay home? My son went to school yesterday. Many of the schools around us did an e-learning day, but no, he was in session in person yesterday. Burning my third joint and thinking about making a pizza. Don't think about it. Do it. Go in there and get that shit cranked up, man. Can't get it in you if you can't get it cooked. Jesse Ventura would be an interesting interview. You guys think I have way more pull than I do. Jesse Ventura doesn't have the slightest fucking clue who I am. Finally, caught you on a live. Love your content. I'm ex-Army. I'm from Calumet City, but I live in Miami currently. Ooh, that's a big, big change. From Cal City to Miami? Jesus. Well, welcome into the life. You said most people in Chicago don't eat deep dish pizza, if I recall correctly. That is an accurate statement right there. Too bad Roy D. Mercer couldn't prank phone call Stephen Miller, right? No, that's an accurate statement. Most people I know in the Chicagoland area, they order thin crust pizza on the regular and deep dish pizza when guests are in from out of town. Do you think firing Kristi Noem will change anything? No, it'll just give somebody to throw under the bus, and it's not going to actually. Changing things is going to be changing things. You know, they can change things without firing Kristi Noem, but they can't do that, right? They've got to have somebody to blame, so they'll change things and fire Kristi Noem and say it was her. Who the hell is Misha Petrov? Mickey and Bill are most certainly not doing my live. But they are the last two. They are the last two. You're 35 years old. I got a kid your age. I got a fucking kid your age. I don't know what the hell I would ask Aaron Parnas if I had Aaron Parnas on. Because I utilize Aaron Parnas as a source quite frequently. But, like, I guess what I would ask Aaron Parnas is, can you reveal any of your sources? Do you have sources within any of these agencies or these organizations, or do you see news being broken by other people and then you immediately turn around and break it on your channel? Ask about his dad's relationship with the president. That'd be an interesting conversation, but I think it would almost be unfair to him because he's not his dad. You know what I mean? Oh, we'll definitely have Will from the Back 40 on. I've already interviewed Will from the Back 40 once on my other podcast, and we'll have him on the YouTube live. I don't know if what happened with his dad had any bearings on his politics. I really don't. That would be your question. Gotcha. Yeah, the playlists are acting all goofy. I got to get in and tinker with the playlist. I've also maxed out the number of videos for the playlist, so I can't put any more videos in those playlists. So I don't know. I got to figure out what I'm going to do. I think we've got a new one started for Politics 2026, and we broke out 25 into an old playlist. You got to look for the 26 new playlist. I've interviewed Nate Petrosky once on my old podcast as well. I've interviewed Hawk. We'll probably definitely have Hawk on again. We'll reach out to Nate at some point in time. Maybe when it's a little bit warmer and he's not battling the cold out there on the homestead. Oh, I'm a simpleton when it comes to tacos, like an absolute simpleton. My tacos are simple, just cheese, some really good hot sauce, some Mexican rice, and a protein of my choice, and I'm happy as a clam. I don't need a whole bunch of shit. Just give me a lot of meat and a decent chunk of cheese with a solid hot sauce, and I'm good. Oh, I would love to have Michael Fanone on, but once again, you guys think that I have way more pull than I do. You know, I don't see Michael Fanone coming on. I can reach out to him, but guys, I just don't see it. What was for dinner? We had sort of a lemon chicken over a bed of rice. It was It was not bad. When I make tacos, I don't put lettuce. Typically, not either. Do I? We eating some Mexican tonight? You might be. I didn't. The stoner dude, Josh. I mean, I listen. Once again, I can reach out to all of these people. I just I doubt that a lot of those people would actually be on the show. But we'll see. We'll see who we can get this year. I did interview Brett Cross once. I interviewed Walter Masterson once. I interviewed V from Under the Desk once. I interviewed NASA flight director TJ Creamer once. Chicago historian, a DJ that's been, a DJ in for 40 years. Shredded lettuce is good. They're not bad. It's not bad, but you know what I mean? Who would you like to have on for an interview? Would have loved to have had Bobby on. I would like to interview. I'd like to interview Barack Obama. I would like to interview Billy Gibbons. No, Michelle Obama. I'd like to interview Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top. It's a good fucking question. I'd like to interview the Pope. I'd like to interview Caitlin Clark. Geddy Lee of Rush. That would be fantastic. Would you smoke weed with Willie Nelson? Yes. Thank you very much, Buds Got Smoke, for the $5 donation. Have you watched the first season of It? Welcome to Derry. No, I have not. I have not. I would actually love to do, and it's just not a feasible option. I would love to do a series, a podcast series. I would love to do a podcast series called The Rotation, and it would be me driving to a different city every time in a VW bus to interview somebody in person and smoke a doob with them. Hey, have a little rotation, a little session. That I would like to do, but it's just not a feasible option. So, what are my thoughts on RFK? I think he's nuttier than an outhouse at an acorn festival. I think he's dumber than a bag of wrenches. Yes, Wolf. I did, Jim. I did see that story. That was ballsy. Ballsy. What about RFK Senior? Well, he's dead, so I really couldn't have him on the show. No, there is no buying an old VW bus and hitting the road, man. I'm married with kids. That's not a thing anymore. You know what I mean? You guys keep watching the videos like crazy and keep spreading the word about the videos here on YouTube, and I might be able to get to the point where I can get the bus. Just won't be hitting the road. I'm sure you would tune in if I could sit down and do a smoke sesh with Cheech and Chong. I'd fucking tune in and watch that too. That's just never going to happen, man. Never. Cheech Marin and Tommy Chong are never going to be like, yeah, sure, man, we'll sit down. Fucking burn one with you, do an interview, do a podcast. Oh. Might be time for a new liner. Was the picture of Greg Bavino saluting taken out of context? I don't think it is. I think I think he has been purposely trying to look and act like a member of that organization on purpose. I think it's been a coordinated effort. I honestly want to know, but if you were to interview Trump, who we don't like, what would your opening statement be? Oh, that's a good question. I really don't know. I really don't know what it would be. I would have to put a lot of thought into that. Favorite hot sauce? The restaurant, the little Mexican restaurant in the next town over that we love to go to, Los Campesinos, makes an in-house hot sauce that is fucking phenomenal. That's my favorite hot sauce. Did you see Kanye's apology? I did not. Hey, dude, hey, back at you. Like you get a coherent answer. Exactly, right? What is one piece of advice you'd give to a young adult age 18 to 24? I would tell them to stop taking advice from strangers online. Does the opening statement need to be PG? I don't think I could leave mine PG. I think that it would set a tone very early in the interview that he probably wouldn't like. LOL, do drugs. What? Why should you be proper when addressing the president when the president doesn't give a shit about the properness of being the president? Excuse me 1 minute while I, give me 1 minute. Ooh, a little smoky in here. Damn, it's a lot smoky in here. Okay, let's see how much noise this makes. Yeah, interviewing Trump would be like. I know there's an old saying that is something to this effect, but it would be like playing chess with a pigeon. There'd be no fucking point to it. No matter what you said, he would just lie his ass off, deny reality, call you fake news, shit himself twice, and storm off. Would the places we go kayaking be worth a 2-hour drive? No. No, little bodies of water locally that I definitely wouldn't drive 2 hours to get to. You're actually making tacos right now? Well, right on. What kind of tacos are you making? Give me the protein, give me the ingredients, give me the tortilla that is going to be used. Give me the breakdown. What are we looking at? Be like, flour, chicken, break down the toppings. If you ever come face to face with Trump, you should tell him, whenever I hear you speak, I just think whatever caused narcissists, hate the word, still waiting for health plan, the longest 2 weeks ever. Yeah, it has been. It has been. This guy, after 10 fucking years of fighting against Obamacare, this guy comes out with, we're just going to give people the money instead of giving the subsidies directly to the health insurance company. We're just going to give people money. So you have no fucking plan. You have no health care plan whatsoever. Well, I don't think health insurance companies should be getting rich. Well, if you give people money for health care, who do you think they're going to give it to? They're going to give it to health insurance companies. Unless you're not going to give them enough money. I heard one, there was somewhere I read that, and I haven't done a video about it yet because I haven't heard any confirmation about it, but that his idea was to give every American $2,000 for healthcare a year. Really? My healthcare plan is almost $1,800 a month. So what the fuck is $2,000 going to do? Who's your favorite comedian from now and from back in the day? Carlin from back in the day. Right now, I still love Jim Jeffries. I love Lewis Black. Love. We're going to see her here coming up real soon. Kathleen Madigan. Absolutely fucking love Kathleen Madigan. And then there are a slew of younger comedians that have become more famous for being on like social media, on like TikTok and shit like that I really like. I just can't think of some of their names right off the top of my head, but my Mount Rushmore of comedians: George Carlin, Eddie Murphy. Okay, gotta be careful here. I wanna round this out nicely. George Carlin and Eddie Murphy. Don Rickles. And maybe yeah, I was thinking Richard Pryor, and then there was something that was telling me that I might wanted to go with like a Lewis Black or a Jim Jeffries, but yeah, maybe Pryor. Yeah, Pryor. Don Rickles wasn't funny. I fucking loved Don Rickles. Loved him. I thought what he did was absolutely amazing. So that would be mine. It would be Rickles, Carlin, Murphy, and Pryor. Rodney Dangerfield was very funny. Was very funny. It was a pit bull. It was nonstop. Boom, 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 boom. Just constantly going. Mel Brooks was funny, but in film, I'm talking. When I think of when somebody says, "Give me your Mount Rushmore of comedians," I'm thinking stand up. Robin Williams was insane. His stand up was absolutely insane. George Carlin would be having an absolute fucking holy shit. I can't imagine what he would be saying about what's going on in this country right now. Sam Kinison was I found him to just be somebody that just screamed. You've never heard of Don Rickles? Or Jim Jeffries? Okay, wow. Jim Jeffries is an Australian comedian who I think has been, I've been watching him since he very first started. He has several specials. I highly suggest you go start from way, 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 way back when and work your way forward. He has evolved as a comedian over the years. Don Rickles was the king of everybody wanted to get shit on by Don Rickles. You know, roasts, comedy roast, and things like that. Oh, he was phenomenal at shit like that. Ron White was a very good comedian as well, but also, you know, Ron White was he's evolved a lot too over the years. He was a lot different in his earlier days. Eddie Murphy, I got some ice cream and you ain't got none because your daddy's on welfare or because you're on welfare. I remember him doing all of that stuff, big old green pepper welfare burger and all of that shit. And a lot of that stuff rang home. You know what I mean? That's why it was so goddamn funny. It was like, oh yeah, that's right. Oh, Jonathan Winters was fucking crazy. Jonathan Winters was Jonathan Winters with Robin Williams is a pair that is just fucking insane. Have you thought of going live when national news or world news happens? Yeah, I have, but that's just not what I do. You know what I mean? There are people that are far better equipped, and I would rather you, if you're looking for trusted breaking news, I would rather you tune into somebody else in the moment, and then come find me talking about it when it's done. Bernie Mac, fuck them kids. Let me tell you something. And then my cousin, my brother just sat there, he didn't say shit. And then now I got these goddamn kids living in my house now, fucking 2-year-old, look at me like they want to kill me. Fuck them damn kids. Fucking love Bernie. You lost your job. Any advice? I unfortunately I don't. It's a very weird time right now. I don't have any advice. I haven't been in the workforce for several years, so I wouldn't even begin to know what to tell you. Thrown out of a bar in New York City was a phenomenal skit. But yeah, I haven't had a job working for another employer since 2011, December of 2011. How's Renee? She's fine. Sitting in the bedroom. She's going to go take a shower here momentarily. Our son just got in the shower in the bathroom right behind the wall here. Um, she's going to take a shower, and then when I get done here, I'm going to take a shower. I mean, they threw me out of a bar in New York City, all because I wouldn't take this hat off. And then when we got outside, they squared up with me outside, and you know I didn't. Remember we talked about how many they were going to use. Anyway, I got thrown out of a bar in New York City. It was fucking fantastic. And then him getting arrested and going down to the police station and them going, "Are you Ron Tater Salad White? You caught me. You caught the tater. You can take down the roadblocks." Do I think Trump should be tried for crimes against humanity? I think he should be tried for crimes against the citizens of this country, for sure. I didn't know how many people it was, and how many of them. I didn't. What do you say? I didn't know how many of them it was going to take to whoop my ass, but I knew how many they were fixing to use. And let me tell you something. That's a pretty handy little piece of information to have right there. We saw the Blue Collar Comedy Tour when they were first going around. It's fucking great. I don't want to be drunk in public. I was drunk in a bar. They threw me into public. Arrest them. Cedric the Entertainer is absolutely fucking hilarious. I love Cedric the Entertainer. He once did a bit talking about, well, he first talked about, I remember when he was talking about when Kanye West went on TV and said, and went nuts and said, and George Bush don't like black people. He goes, oh, I knew that wasn't going to sit well in the morning. I went and made sure all my bills were paid. I went and made sure I was current. Um, and he talked about having family that lives in the country. He goes, you know how you know when you're in the country? When you're driving down a highway and you get off that, and you're driving down a road and you get off that, and you're driving down a gravel road and you get off that and you're on a dirt road, then your ass in the country. He goes, and it'd be dark as night in the country. He goes, my little boy said he needed something out of the car. I said, not right now, you don't. You're going to wait till the morning. Do you like playing video games? No, not a video game guy. Larry the Cable Guy was kind of boring. Yes. But Larry the Cable Guy is he's a fictional character. No, I have not seen the guy that tries to do interviews out at the airport. That's weird. Hello, everyone. Louis Anderson was pretty good, yeah. Jerry Clower, haven't heard of him. Reminds me of Baker County, Georgia. I understand my grandparents, middle peanut farms, dirt roads. Yep. Joey B. Toons, Christopher Titus. I love Christopher Titus's comedy. Absolutely love it. I love Christopher Titus's stuff. I love Bill Burr's stuff. I really do. Like, I think Bill Burr. There are times when I believe Bill Burr crosses a line, but I think overall Bill Burr is very, very, very funny. Yes, Chris Titus's TV show when it was on, was fucking hilarious. You ever watch the Armageddon updates? No. Bo Burnham, Gary Coleman, Carrying Monsters is on YouTube now. Bill Burr is awesome. Bill Burr, he has got so many fucking issues. Oh, I didn't know he did a show called The Armageddon Update. My bad. I know him from his stand-up stuff. Oh, Stacy Keach. Yes, Stacy Keach's Titans Old Man was fucking spot on. What a phenomenal cast. Dennis Leary. Dennis Leary still has one of the greatest songs ever made. I'm an asshole. Oh, it's fucking fantastic. A dig on Gabriel Iglesias. Yeah, he's a little bit cleaner than my liking. Louis C.K.'s show was extraordinarily funny. Bebe's Kids. We fucking about talk about Bebe's Kids. Here's your sign. Even though me and you are slightly different breed of leftists, keep doing what you're doing. Which could see you roast my favorite conservative buds. Thank you very much. Titus has a YouTube channel. Right on. I see a lot of his stuff over on TikTok. Jeff Foxworthy. Jeff Foxworthy is very funny. He's worth like $1 bazillion. He built an empire, Jeff Foxworthy did. But after a while, it kind of became the same thing. You know what I mean? But still, some extraordinarily funny stuff, especially the bit that Jeff Foxworthy did about having your nipple bitten off by a beaver. Oh, that was a very funny bit. I was pissing myself listening to that. Gallagher was a damn good comedian. Yeah, Reap. That's the whole idea of this. That of doing this on Tuesday nights is to kind of talk to the people that watch the content. Chris Rock, a very funny comedian. Yes, indeed. Is this chat replayable when live is over? Yes. So all of my, just so everybody knows, every live I ever do, whether it's these regularly scheduled lives, whether it's the upcoming new lives that I'm going to have or have guests on, or the lives that are going to be coming up with my wife Renee and I, they are all archived on my page in the form of a video. You can go back and catch every live that we've ever done. Renee and I just did it like sort of like a test live the other day. It was 3 hours and 36 minutes long. But we're going to be doing a Friday night live or a Saturday night live here coming up in the next few weeks. Rodney Carrington, very funny. Um, no, I did not see somebody that tried to get a photograph with a leopard. But that's Mama Nature at work right there. Darwin taking care of business. Oh, the chat replays do not replay, so just the live stream. Gotcha. Okay, but they could at least listen to the names of the people of the comedians that I'm saying. So, Cat Williams is very funny. Yeah, Shakes the Clown, Cliff Cash. I like. Okay, so just listen to me for a minute. Okay, there's an earthquake, a comedian called Earthquake, and he did a bit one time. I pissing in my motherfucking pants. He was talking about how he didn't like George Bush, but he couldn't bring himself to vote for John Kerry. He goes, "Why the fuck you want to be president anyway, John Kerry? You hit the lottery of life." Because John Kerry's wife was Teresa Heinz Kerry, the heiress to the Heinz ketchup fortune, the family, the company. He goes, "You hit the lottery of life and you want to be president too?" He goes, "Shit, if I was married to her, I wouldn't be doing shit. I'd be at home on the couch. Motherfuckers come in and talk about how I need to get a job. I'd be like, motherfucker, my bitch owns ketchup. Fuck you." I was dying. I was fucking, the way he does it though, I was dying. I'm rolling in my fucking grave, or in my chair. There's another one, Corey Holcomb, that, oh, back in the day used to have me just pissing myself. You ever just listen? I know you're not supposed to do fat jokes, right? But as a fat man, I don't have a problem with people that do fat jokes because I'm a fat person. Corey Holcomb, when he goes, "Y'all ever fuck a fat person with regular people legs? You've seen him before. They run into the bathroom with a t-shirt on and tiny little legs, and like she looked like a wisdom tooth." Oh my god. Oh my god. Corey Holcomb. Oh. You have to wait until the live is over to be able to rewatch this. You have to wait until the live is over. It'll take a few minutes to process, and then it'll get uploaded to my page in the form of a video. Have you ever seen Steve Harvey's bit about his niece getting married? No. But the shit that I love the most from Steve Harvey is he had these two guys on his show once that do like stuffed chicken wings. And they had one with collard greens and macaroni and cheese. They had one with rice and something else in it, and he's eating these fucking chicken wings. First, he gets up and walks over and smacks one of the kids because it's so goddamn good. And he sits back down and he's got a mouthful of food. He's got a plate full of chicken wings, and he's got a what do you call it? A napkin in his hand, and he goes, "I'm eating goddamn chicken wings with macaroni and cheese and collard greens. I'm having a real black ass." Oh my god! Oh shit! Lavelle Crawford, huh? Cliff Cash, okay. I've heard that name mentioned a few times in here tonight. Well, listen, I am center left. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm not. I'm a center left person, and I understand that the people on the far left don't necessarily agree with some of my stances, but I think that at the end of the day, if anybody to the left of fascism needs to figure out a way to rally together and work from within to fix the problems on the left without not voting, protest voting, write-in voting, and allowing this shit to happen again. Andy Huggins, isn't that the guy from the movie with Will Ferrell? Andy Huggins, it's the guy that that's his opponent's name in the movie. Bob Newhart was Don Rickles' best friend. Guitar is badass. Thank you very much. Grateful Dead guitar story. Quickly, just because I've told it a million times, so most of the people in the room have probably already heard it. But it's a D'Angelico semi-hollow body. As you can tell, it's got the 13-point lightning bolt that's found in the Steal Your Face. They don't make them anymore, but it's not impossible to find them. This one landed in the hands of the guy that owns the music shop in town. We know him. He called me. It was early October, late September, early October 2020. He asked me if I wanted to buy it before he put it out for sale for the general public. I have this music tribute wall, but I don't know how to play guitar. But I had a cheap acoustic. You can see the head back here. I've made 3 dozen videos on the guitar. Anyway, I had that hanging here just to bring a musical element to the wall. So I said to the guy, I'd love to own it, but I don't know how to play. So I turned him down. And then he called my wife and said, are we sure he doesn't want it? And she said, of course he wants it. And the two of them agreed that I should have it. So she bought it behind my back. And after we got done opening all of our presents on Christmas Day 2020, and I was cleaning up the wrapping paper and the boxes, she came out came down the hallway with this and went, oh, by the way, here, and handed me that. And that's where it's been sitting ever since. Somebody says $150. I don't know what that is referring to. You like both kinds of comedy. Three Stooges and Groucho are the Marx Brothers. Red Fox was filthy as hell. Stephen Wright was a very dry kind of human. It looks like Gnome is on her way out. Yeah, it does look like she is going to be getting the axe. The question is when. Dean Martin Celebrity Roast. Yes, I love the comedy roasts. From the old Dean Martin roast all the way up to the new current Comedy Central roast. The old comedy roast, the Dean Martin roast, that's where Don Rickles excelled. Foster Brooks up there pretending to be drunk, doing the whole bit. Aaron is just now reporting this about Gnome. Okay. I'm going to be getting off of here in a couple of minutes anyway. Go put my feet up, take a shower for the evening. Oh, I did look like a deer in the headlights when she handed that guitar to me. I don't know, Watchdog. I really don't know. I think Trump might end up pardoning all ICE agents in a blanket pardon. I think when it's all said and done with, Trump will have pardoned thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people. He's already pardoned a couple of thousand in 1 year. Shower at night versus shower in the morning. It depends. Sometimes I shower in the morning because it just got so hot in the bedroom and I was under the blanket and I was sweating. But there's a lot to be said for showering at night right before you go to bed. That's exactly right. He can pardon everybody for the federal offenses, but murder is a state level crime. And the states can charge these motherfuckers with whatever they want. And I hope they go after every one of them. How dirty are you? I'm dirty enough that I want to take a shower. You know, I'm not filthy. I'm not. I cannot smell myself, but I'm filthy enough. Fuck ICE. Have a nice night. Says AAH with the $10 donation. And on that note, yes, fuck ICE. Get ICE out of our cities. Prosecute every one of these motherfuckers. Uh, uh, Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck MAGA. And yeah, that's it. On that note, you all have a good evening. I'm going to go take a shower and eat something sweet. Hasta lasagna. Don't get any on you.